Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, verse number 15. Narayana Paraveda Deva Narayanandraja Narayana Paralotra Narayana Paramathaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. The Vedic literatures are meant by and are meant for the Supreme Lord. The demigods are also meant for serving the Lord as part of His body. The different planets are also meant for the sake of the Lord, and different sacrifices are performed just to please Him. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. According to the Vedanta Sutras, Shastra Yonitvat, the Supreme Lord is the author of all revealed scriptures, and all revealed scriptures are for knowing the Supreme Lord. Veda means knowledge that leads to the Lord. The Vedas are made just to revive the forgotten consciousness of the conditioned souls, and any literature not meant for reviving God consciousness is rejected at once by the Narayana Para devotees. Such deluding booths of knowledge, not having Narayana as their aim, are not at all knowledge, but are the playgrounds for crows who are interested in the rejected refuse of the world. Any book of knowledge, science or art, must lead to the knowledge of Narayana, otherwise it must be rejected. That is the way of advancement of knowledge. The supreme worshipable deity is Narayana. The demigods are recommended secondarily for worship in relation to Narayan, because the demigods are assisting hands in the management of the universal affairs. As the officers of a kingdom are respected due to their relation to the king, the demigods are worshipped due to their relation to the Lord. Without the Lord's relation, worship of the demigods is unauthorized, avidhi purvatam, just as it is improper to water the leaves and branches of a tree without watering its root. Therefore, the demigods are also dependent on Narayana. The lotras or different planets are attractive because they have different varieties of life and bliss, partially representing the Satchidananda Vigraha. Everyone wants the eternal life of bliss and knowledge. In the material world, such an eternal life of bliss and knowledge is progressively realized in the upper planets. But after reaching there, one is inclined to achieve further progress along the path back to Godhead. Duration of life with a proportionate quantity of bliss and knowledge may be increased from one planet to another. One can increase the duration of life to thousands and hundreds of thousands of years in different planets, but nowhere is there eternal life. But one who can reach the highest planet, that of Brahma, can aspire to reach the planets in the spiritual sky where life is eternal. Therefore, the progressive journey from one planet to another culminates in reaching the supreme planet of the Lord, Madhyama, where life is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. All different kinds of sacrifice are performed just to satisfy Lord Narayana with a view to reach Him, and that the best sacrifice recommended in this age of Kali is Sankirtana Yajna, the mainstay of the devotional service of a Narayan Para devotee. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta.
These are words spoken by Lord Brahma to his very exalted son Narada. Narada was observing his father, Lord Brahma, as a wonderful creator of this universe, who was making grand creations. And so he saw, my father, Lord Brahma, is so powerful. He was astonished, and he was full of awe and reverence for his father. But then he saw Lord Brahma also sometimes doing tapasya and worshipping someone else. So naturally, he became more inquisitive, and he asked, I see that you are so powerful, but I see you worshipping someone. Who is that? How is all this working? How you are able to create all this? Who is behind this? And such related questions. And Brahma began to answer these questions of Narada. This chapter is about that. In the previous verse, Brahma said, Dravyam karma cha kalascha svabhavo jiva evacha Vasudevat paro Brahman na chanyortosti tattvataha. Brahma made one very interesting statement in the previous verse. We will look at that and then come to the verse that we are reading today. Brahma said, Dravyam. Dravyam means material ingredients that make this world. The world, according to Vedic analysis, is made of panchabhutas. Bhumihi, apaha, analaha, vayuhu, kham. Earth, water, air, fire, and space. And dravyam means all of this. Karma. Another prominent thing that we see in this world is activities. Like we are all active now. We are speaking and hearing, discussing. It's a kind of an activity that involves body, mind, intelligence. And we look out in the street, there's so much activity. People are driving cars, scooters, rickshaws, walking. You look at the animals and the birds, they are also active. Birds are flying. Animals are running around. So there is activity. Dravyam karma chakalaha. There is the reality of time. We don't have to do anything. Time will pass. Isn't it? From morning till evening, one day is over. We all have finite, countable number of days to be in this world. And if one day goes by, it's one day less. We have come closer to death by a day. So this is the movement of time, which is another reality. We are all experiencing that. 10 years back, all of you were not like this. You were small boys going to school. Today you have become like this. 10 years from now, you won't be like this. So time is passing. Dravyam karma cha kalascha swabhava. We also come across people with different swabhava. Hey, he's a very angry man. Keep away from him. Or he's a very jovial person, very light-hearted, always friendly. So, like this, we come across different kinds of people. Swabhavaha. From the Shastras, this Swabhava is actually a result of the influence of the three modes of material nature. There is one primary influence of modes of nature, Sattva, Rajas, Tama, on each one of us. But it's not a fixed, constant feature, although there is some base. And with time, some guna rises, another guna goes down, and yet another guna goes up, and this keeps fluctuating around a mean. And that's why there are different kinds of people behave in different ways at different times. So this Swabhava, which the living entities, all of us, exhibit, is a result of the interaction of the modes of nature and how they are influencing our consciousness, our mind, our thinking, our feelings, our convictions. Don't think that our convictions are a result of my intelligent analysis. It is an influence, it is a result of the intelligent analysis under the influence of the modes of nature. Intelligence is also influenced by the modes of nature. So that is how we all exhibit Swabhava. Jiva. Jiva is the living entity. Each one of us, ultimately, we are not the body, but we are a Jiva residing in the body. So this is a list Brahma has made. Because Brahma is the one who has created all this. So he knows all this very well. Dravyam karma cha kalascha swabhavo jiva evacha. So he listed all of this. And then he is saying, Vasudevat paro Brahman. Brahman is referring to his son, O Brahmana. Because Narada was a Brahma Rishi, Deva Rishi. He was a very exalted Rishi. So he's saying Brahman, Brahmana. Brahmana means not that he was from Brahmin caste. That's the normal understanding. No. Means he is an enlightened man who knows Brahman, who knows higher truth. So one who knows the higher truth can be called a Brahman. Just like somebody gets trained for 5 years in a medical college, then what do we call him? Doctor. Doctor, we will say. Because he got trained in the knowledge. Or somebody trained in engineer, oh, he's an engineer. Because of the training. In the same way, Brahmana is not caste. Suppose your father is a Brahmana, father is a doctor. And the son, he couldn't make it beyond 10th standard. And now he says, I'm also doctor. Because my father is a doctor, I'm also doctor. We will say, laugh at him, isn't it? Hey, how can you be doctor? You're not even past 10th standard. So, it is knowledge, training, profession, that determines this. It's not by birth. So, Brahma is saying, Vasudevat Paro Brahman. It's referring to, it is Sambodhana. Oh, my doctor. Like we say like that, right? So it's called Sambodhana. So we will place it aside. Vasudevat Paro Nachanyo Artha Asti Tattvataha. Tattvataha means in truth, not in illusion, not false, not some imagination or speculation, but really in truth. So Lord Brahma is saying, what is it? All of these things I have described. Dravyam karma cha kalascha swabhavo jiva evacha. All of this. Vasudevat para nachanyo artha asti tattvataha. In truth, all of these things have no value other than that they are connected to Vasudeva. Vasudevat para, other than Vasudeva. Anya, other. Artha, value, meaning, nasti. None of the living entities, none of the activities, none of the material ingredients, none of the kala, none of the natures, none of them have any value other than that they are related to Vasudeva, Krishna. In truth, this is the truth. Whatever it may appear. But the truth is, they all are related to Vasudeva. So, Lord Brahma said that. And in today's verse, he's saying, Narayana para Veda. Vedas are Narayana para. Devatas, Deva Narayanangaja. The Devatas are Narayana Angaja. Angaja, body, has something that's come out of the body, like my hands. It is called Angaja. It has come from my body. So it's like a parts of the body. So Devatas are like the parts of the body of Narayana. What does that mean? Just like my hands. If I want to pick up something, my hand looks, my hand picks up. You see? If I want to walk, my legs will start carrying me. So they carry out my wishes. So Devatas are meant for carrying out the wishes of Narayana, because Deva Narayana Angaja. Narayana para loka. There are many lokas. This is Bhuloka. We see in the night Chandraloka. During the day we see Suryaloka. And sometimes we are told that is Venus Loka, that's Mars Loka, and so on. Different lokas, these are all different lokas. So, Brahma is saying, Narayana para loka. Narayana para makaha. Makaha is sacrifices. Now, many years back when I was young in college, like some of you are, I remember reading this verse. There are a few other occasions in the Bhagavatam these verses come. I had sort of become a devotee, and I was also already initiated when I was in college. Although I was reading, but I always used to have some doubt. Is correct? Everything is all right? Isn't it? Because we are making a big decision in life about spirituality. So you always want to check and recheck so that you are on the right path. So I used to always read Prabhupada's books like that, with that, is everything is okay? And so when I came across this verse, I was very, very much disturbed. Because, look at this, how Prabhupada translates. Narayana para Veda. Narayana, the Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada takes the word para and translates that as is the cause and is meant for. Oh, in Sanskrit, para means is the cause and is meant for. Next, Narayana para loka. Narayana, the personality of Godhead. Para, for the sake of. Okay, at least it is related. Next, Narayana paramakaha. Paraha, just to please him. The same word para, but Prabhupada keeps translating in different ways. Hey, what is going on here? I was very puzzled. So, it's like this. It is Narayana para Veda. It's not like that. It is Narayana para Veda. Narayana para is one word, Veda is another word. It's not Narayana, para Veda is another word. No, it's not. We should not read like that. First mistake. Okay? So, Narayana para. So, here, the shloka is saying, Narayana para Veda, Narayana para Loka, Narayana para Makaha. Now, what does this mean, Narayana para? And Prabhupada has used the 2 times in the purport for the Narayana para devotees. Who are these Narayana para devotees? Like that. Okay? 2 times. In the end of the purport also, Narayana para devotee. So, here the Sanskrit word, the construction is, para is used in the sense of Narayana para, in the sense of it is actually very rightly Prabhupada has translated. Perfect. Say for instance, if we say the king has to be Prajapara, in the sense the king has to be always for the Praja, Praja-centered, Praja-focused. You see? That is the meaning. Now, Praja-para. The king has to be Praja-para. Just like in business they say, we are very customer-focused. That means they are saying, we are customer-para. We are always focused on our customers. We want to please our customers. We want to satisfy our customers. We want to delight our customers. Like this, right? This is how management works. So, here the shloka is saying, Bhagavatam is, Brahma is saying, now you see, Vedas are Narayana para, focused on Narayana. Lokas are meant for Narayana. Makaha, the sacrifices are meant for Narayana. And this Brahma is saying, after saying in the previous verse, everything is related to Vasudeva, Narayana. Without that, it has no meaning or value. Now, this has a very serious consequence in our lives. If we take these verses carefully, strictly. Okay, let us see. Narayana para Veda. There are so many Vedic literatures. The four Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Puranas, and the Itihasas, and Upapuranas. So many are there. All of them are Narayana para, focused on Narayana, centered on Narayana, meant for understanding Narayana. That is why Krishna makes a statement in the Bhagavad Gita. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyaha. From all the Vedas, I am to be known. This is one of the important secrets of Vedic knowledge. Sometimes we may think that, oh, Vedas or something is saying another one. What is the purpose of all this? All of them have one single purpose: to know Narayana, to know Krishna. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyaha. That is why. Now, how do we... Now, Prabhupada further enlarges the scope of this meaning, of this verse. The word Veda, you may say they are the Vedas, the Vedic literature, the four Vedas, the Upanishad, all of them. No, you can go even more fundamental. If you take the word Veda, it comes from the word Vid, which means to know. That's how the word Vidwan comes, one who knows. Veda actually means knowledge. And then, if you take that sense, the purpose of all knowledge, any knowledge, that's why Prabhupada wrote in the bracket in the purport, science or art. Whether it is science and related, or humanities like art, history, all of that. Any knowledge is meant for understanding Narayana. Why such strong statements are there? Oh, we have so many other knowledge. We have, biology, we have physics, we have mathematics, we have chemistry, and we have history. So many knowledge are there. Where is not necessary to be related to Narayana or Krishna. We may say like that, because I was having difficulty when I used to read, because I was in college like this studying. So what is this? The teacher comes and teaches mathematics and goes 1 hour, nothing he spoke of Krishna. We are saying all Veda is meant for Krishna, you'll understand. What is this? I used to get puzzled. Actually, what is knowledge? Knowledge is something that is helping us to understand the world and how the world is working, how people are working, and we are part of this society, we are part of this world, and we have to live in this world. So we must know how the world works. So we must have knowledge. That's why we go to school and college. Actually, none of our existence that we are seeing has independence from Krishna. This is the reality. This is what Tattvataha, Lord Brahma was telling. This is Tattvataha, this is the truth. Just like we are seeing sunshine. Is sunshine independent of the sun? No. It is an emanation of the sun. It has come from the sun. The sunshine exists because there is sun. If there is no sun, the sunshine cannot exist. The sunshine is an integral aspect of the sun. You cannot analyze, think as sunshine separated from the sun. There is no possibility of separating the sunshine from the sun. Of course, the sunshine has come from the sun. We may say it is separated. Yes, it is. But at the same time, it is an aspect of the sun. It's an effusion, an emanation of the sun. Now the Shastra is saying, every one of us is an emanation of Krishna. Just like sunshine is come from the sun, each one of us, not only the jiva, dravyam, material elements that we are made of and the world is made of, our activities, kala, swabhava, jiva, the living entity, all of us, everything is an emanation of Krishna. This is the right understanding. Tattvataha. This is the truth. Because anything that exists, we ask, where did it come from? If you go to somebody's house and they have got some small gadget, something, it is doing something, hey, where did it come from? Then they will say, it came from China. Oh, China. Made in China. Right? We always want to know where it came from. Or somebody is wearing a nice dress. Hey, you're wearing a nice dress. Where did it go? It's from Italy. Oh, it's from Italy. So we want to know where it has come from. The source. So what is our source? That's why you see in the Aadhaar card, they'll ask your name, your father's name, mother's name. Because they want to know where you came from. If you do something wrong, they can go and catch. In other words, to define. So, where we came from, what is the source? This is an important understanding. Now, the Shastra is saying, Janmadhyasya yataha, that from which everything has come, and that which is maintaining everything, and that into which everything goes back and resides, that truth, that source is Krishna, a person. This is the great revelation of the Srimad Bhagavatam. That source from which everything is coming, that source which is maintaining everything, and that into which everything folds back and resides. That source is a person, and that is Krishna. This is how Srimad Bhagavatam begins. Janmadyasya yatonvayadi tiratas charteshva vignaswarat. And so on. So, we must know our origin, where we have come from. So somebody may say, no, I'm not interested in all those things. I'm a young man, I've got so many nice things to do in the world. I got into recently a relationship, and then, it's very nice, and then I'm going to earn money, I've got a job now, I'm going to do all that. So, momentarily we may put ourselves in a small bubble out of the reality, full reality, and we think that I'll just live in that bubble. It's okay, one may feel like that, but then you just wait. What will happen in reality? Time will move, and then someone may have a relation, someone may have a job, may get a family, have marriage and children and job, and then all those things, time will pass. Body is getting old. All those I was related to, everybody is getting old. So it's a matter of, if you want to take one step back and see the reality, you will understand time is passing and things will not remain like this forever. I can put myself in a bubble, in an illusion, think that this bubble is everything for me. That's not going to last. An intelligent person can quickly make out, no, it is not going to last. That is why such a person who can understand this is considered an intelligent person. Why do we say animals are less intelligent, human beings are more intelligent? Once I was telling somebody, and that person got very affected. He said, no, you're saying you are very anthropocentric, you're thinking only human beings. He had dogs and cats in his house, and then he likes them all, and I'm saying you are more intelligent, they're not less. He got a little offended. Because he likes animals. Yeah, that's okay. We can like animals, no problem. But now we are doing a tattvataha analysis. We want to know what is the truth. We are doing a systematic analysis using logic, using intelligence. And Srila Prabhupada points out, you see a goat in a slaughterhouse. You see, we have seen in our country, isn't it? A butcher slaughters, rips apart the skin and hangs the meat, and is waiting for a customer. And in case he does good business, he has to have one more. He has got one more goat. And that is also sitting there. It's living goat. And the goat means he has given some green grass to that. And the goat is chewing the green grass and is thinking, oh, so good today, I'm so lucky, I got green grass, so much green grass. The goat is not thinking, I will be slaughtered and hung like that, like just my brother goat was slaughtered just a few minutes back. Because that goat has created one bubble around him and the green grass. And he is just limited to that, and he is thinking, oh, green grass, so nice it is. We say it's a foolish goat, isn't it? The goat does not have that sense, that intelligence to understand, I'm stuck in a bubble, me and my green grass. But just outside my bubble, look at the reality. There is a big butcher with a sharp knife. Anytime he can call me, finish. In the same way, we may, out of infatuation of some age or something, we may create a small bubble. Me and my relation and my job and my house and everything going fine. You are not seeing outside there is the butcher of Kala with a sharp knife waiting. You see? This is reality. That is why the Shastras say, don't remain in some small illusory bubbles of life. Please come out of the bubble and try to understand, what is this world about? It's about us, about our existence in this world, who we are, factually, tattvataha. And that, the Shastras are saying, we are all an emanation from Krishna, and our existence is in relation to Krishna, and without relation to Krishna, na artha, na anya artha nasti. There's no meaning. And hence, any pursuit of knowledge that we do, if it is not in relation to the Lord, understanding Krishna, we are just wasting time. That's why the Bhagavatam says, any literature, any knowledge which is not going to reveal Vishnu or Krishna to us and help us progress in our understanding of Krishna, that knowledge is Vayasam Tirtha. Vayasa means crow. It's a place of pilgrimage for the crows. You know, where do crows go? When all the dirt and the rubbish is there, they go. Vayasam Tirtha. It's a very interesting expression used in the Bhagavatam. It's a place that the crows go very happily. So that literature or that knowledge which is not dealing with Krishna and people are relishing it, they are like crows going after rubbish. Such strong statements are there in the Bhagavatam to tell us that any activity, any knowledge, any pursuit which is not in relation to Krishna, it is an utter waste of time. Because we must know who we are, where have we come from. And if we have come from Krishna, what is Krishna's plan? Just like you see a mother, if there is a child, the mother is always conscious of the child. The child is going this way. Hey, come here. We were all children like that. Our parents were looking after. Some of you may be parents also here. You have children. How much the parents care for the child. Some of you may be studying in college, hostel, something. Your parents are still worried, isn't it? Recently, one devotee I came across, quite an old, 45, 50 years old. And then he was leaving the temple. Now, sometimes it happens, sadly. So then I was talking to him, then I asked him, did you tell your parents? He said, yes. What did they say? My mother is calling me 3 times a day. See how it is. Even at the age of 50, mother is calling 3 times a day. The mother is concerned, what's happened to my son? Is everything okay? See how much the mother cares for the son. How much the father cares for the son or daughter, child. Why? Because we have all come from our father and mother and they are caring for us. If we have come from our father and mother and they are caring for us, and if we are tattvataha, ultimately we have come from Krishna, who is our Supreme Father, is He not caring for us? In fact, He cares 1,000,000-fold more than what our parents care for. Our parents, normally, unless they are enlightened parents, they only care for our body. Oh, are you all right? That is all. And after a certain point, if say for instance the child dies, or son dies, daughter dies, or parents say, what to do? We can't do anything. It's out of their control also. To the extent they can, they are concerned, they express their concern, they express their affection, very rightly. But now we are trying to analyze all this. If this is the nature of a father or a mother, and they care for their child so much, and Shastras say, and Krishna says, Aham Pradapitaha, I am the seed-giving Father of everyone. If He is our Supreme Father, how much He must be caring for us. And we should have a life only to know Him. Just like you see, if you are having a life without telling your father, mother, there will be a certain guilt. Not right. Isn't it? Because you feel, oh, they care so much, they have taken care of me, but I'm doing something independent of them. You don't feel good. Now if you understand that Krishna is our Supreme Father, we cannot do anything which is independent of the Father, Krishna. So all knowledge should be for knowing Him, all activities should be for understanding Him, all world that exists is meant for understanding Him. And anything without relation to Krishna has no meaning. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. One who has come to the conclusion, Vasudeva is everything. This material world is an energy of Krishna. Kala is an energy of Krishna. This body I have is an energy of Krishna. The jiva that I am is another energy of Krishna. So everything is Krishna Maya. And hence, I must act, feel, think for Krishna. That is Narayana Para. So all knowledge is meant for understanding Narayana. All activities are meant for pleasing Him. All lokas that are created are gradually to progress in our understanding of Him and to reach Him. And all devatas who exist are all acting to fulfill His interest. One who is Narayana Para, Krishna Para, focused on Krishna, Krishna centered, they are called Narayana Para devotee. Actually, we have no option, no alternative than to be Krishna Para, Narayana Para. Only in illusion, by creating a bubble, we isolate and we think that me and my life, I don't have anything to do with Krishna. That is not tattvataha. That is illusion. So Srimad Bhagavatam is gradually bringing this understanding in us, in the readers, to understand how closely, intimately, without any breakage, we are always connected to Krishna. So we have to lead a life always in touch with Krishna. That is the message Srimad Bhagavatam is bringing out. I'll stop here. If anyone has any question, I'll try to answer.
In case someone asks us that, how is martial art related to Narayana? How is martial art Narayana Para?
Okay, how is martial arts Narayana Para? How is army Narayana Para? Yes, the army of the Pandavas was Narayana Para. Kauravas also had their army. That was not Narayana Para. That was not Krishna Para. So, martial art, army, that army or martial art which is meant to serve the interests of the Lord is Narayana Para. If it is not serving the interests of the Lord, then it is Kaurava army. You see? So anything we take can be connected to Narayana. And Krishna says the society should be governed in such a way that everyone is encouraged to act according to their propensities in the service of the Lord. Someone has a business nature. Yes, you can be a businessman. Do your business and offer the results to Krishna. Someone may be a singer. Yes, you can sing nicely. Sing for Krishna. You may be an artist. Okay, do art for Krishna and help people remember Krishna by your art. Not make people forget Krishna by your art. Don't make people forget Krishna by your singing or any other field of human activity. So in this way, everything should be made Narayana Para, Narayana centric, Narayana focused. That's the message of the Bhagavad. We'll stop here. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki, Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Go Premanand.